This next set of automations, again, going back to when we were working in the office, when celebrating wins in the past, you may overhear your teammates kind of sharing kudos or verbal appreciation. So here are some examples. Thanks for your help. These past 2 weeks were busy. Amazing work, great demo. Appreciate you jumping in. Thanks for your guidance. Again, now that we're all remote, maybe these sentiments aren't shared as widely or as often, or don't have as much meaning when you read, thanks written in a Slack message or an email. So Brian, can you walk us through what peer-to-peer rewards are, or what they look like? What are some challenges in using them, and then what your team has built out?
Yeah, absolutely. So as it turns out, this is another instance where we have multiple systems to do multiple things, and so we want to, as much as possible, always put as much efficiency into the tools we're using, and that has a cost associated with it. But the one I really want to emphasize the most is that where we're moving is to meet employees where they are and the systems they're using for other reasons. And so the high friction process really is referring to a tool that, to be fair, does a decent job of what it's intending to do, but it's a little bit confusing. And so for those who don't engage with it often, in fact, there's a little bit of a user confusion around how to add the gift card part of the recognition. So that has also led to someone sending a reward in which they intended to, or sending a recognition in which they intended to include a gift card, but it wasn't included. And that, again, similar to the awkwardly timed anniversary reward, can generate exactly the opposite type of emotions you're trying to project within the company. So what we're moving towards is something that exists where they already are and is very obvious how to use in such a way that everyone can recognize each other, knowing that the gift card is attached to it, and then also being able to feed it to a social feed so that everybody can see not only that the person was recognized, but also why. What did they do to earn that? And it really helps. I enjoy it, watching that feed all the time, to see the different ways in which my colleagues are helping each other in cross-departmental and unique ways. So what we've done there is, again, meeting people where they are. Adam and Tamira work together often, and it's not uncommon for Tamira to have done something to help Adam in a material way, and he wants to recognize her for that. So he'll just go to Slack, enter who he's recognizing, who he'd like to send the reward to, and why. And we do a quick check with Namely to find out if Adam and Tamira have a direct reporting relationship, because what we're really trying to promote here is peer-to-peer recognition. And so the intention is not for a manager to recognize their employee in this area. Certainly they have other ways that they can do that. So once we've done that little quick check, we'll go ahead and we'll reutilize and retool the balance checker that we've built for the service anniversaries, because that's always an important part of our program to keep things running smoothly and seamlessly. And then Tamira will receive that recognition in her email in the form of a reward link. And then the feed in Slack will also be there in the top event that you see there, so that all of her colleagues can see what she did to help Adam out in a particular situation. And so this is an example of a time, and this is close to my heart because Alberto works in our DevOps department, and he was helping me with something that was very customer impacting, and he just really brought a lot to the table, and I'm just not sure, and thankfully I don't have to think about how that investigation would have gone without Alberto. So I wanted to recognize him, but I really wanted to recognize him publicly. And you can see that this is also an example of someone about to recognize Megan for a great job. And you've met Megan, you know she doing a great job is pretty much her thing.
Awesome. Brian, can you also just share kind of what impact this might have had on your team so far?
Yeah, I think from my standpoint, I've already shared that I love to see what other people are up to. And I've also mentioned that it's important to us to try to use what we're already using. So it's been really fun to watch, in particular, our operations lead really hone in and refine how we use Slack, creating better topics and groups. So having all of this feed to Slack is really important to us. And that aligns to just meeting where the teams where they are, not calling upon them to go to a standalone system for one thing. And the beautiful part about this is that we're enhancing the system, which typically you'd think would increase costs, and it's actually the complete opposite. We're lowering costs in the process.